50 Rules for a Better Life. No one teaches us how to live. We grow up amidst expectations, comparisons, and setbacks. Then we try to figure out the way forward in the chaos. Some learn through suffering, some learn after loss, and some realize, too late, that there isn't much time left. But what if there were rules? Not imposed, not dogmatic, but subtle guidelines to help you slow down, live more clearly, and find fullness from within. Rules that don't tell you who you should become, but simply remind you not to forget yourself. This is not a list to be completed. It is an inner map, so that each day you can choose a better path than the one you walked yesterday. Rule 1. Wake up when the alarm rings the first time. Every time you hit snooze, you are delaying your own life. That small action might seem harmless, but it starts a quiet chain of compromises. I can do it later. I'm not ready. Just a little longer. But that just a little longer repeated enough times becomes a habit of missing out. Stoics believe that every day you wake up is an opportunity to live right. Honor that opportunity by getting up as soon as the alarm rings. No need for overwhelming enthusiasm, just start. The rest will follow. Rule 2. Make your bed before leaving the room. You can't control everything in your day, but you can control the first thing you do. Making your bed isn't for anyone else to see. It's a small, silent commitment to yourself. I begin my day with order. It's also a way to close the chapter of rest and step into a state of action. Once you make your bed, you'll find yourself wanting to clean the desk, organize your thoughts, and tidy up the mess inside your mind. Rule 3. Don't touch your phone in the first 30 minutes of the day. When you first open your eyes, your brain is in the highest state of receptivity. If you immediately scroll through social media, read negative news, or answer messages, you lose control of your mental state. You are dragged away by the outside world. Stoics train their minds by starting the day from within, with silence, breathing, writing a few lines, or simply sitting still. Let the first 30 minutes be just for you before the world rushes in. Rule 4. Drink water before coffee. After a long night, your body needs to be awakened with nourishment, not stimulation. Water should be the first thing you put into your body, not caffeine. Taking care of yourself starts with such small acts. When you choose to drink water first, you prioritize health over temporary alertness. And these small choices, repeated often, nurture a body that listens and a mind that knows how to wait. Rule 5. Write down 3 things you're grateful for every day. Gratitude is the antidote to negativity. No matter how bad your day might be, there's always something to be thankful for. A morning without pain, a thoughtful message, a simple meal. Stoics don't chase distant happiness. They train themselves to recognize happiness in the present moment. Writing down what you're grateful for every day is a way to prevent your soul from becoming hardened to kindness. And from there, you begin to see life through lighter eyes. Rule 6. Ask yourself questions before reacting. Whenever something makes you angry, hurt, or defensive, pause and ask yourself, is this really worth losing my calm over? Am I overreacting? Will this feeling last forever? Stoics don't suppress emotions, but they learn to slow them down enough to see their true nature. Immediate reactions are instinctive. Selective reactions are strength, and life becomes better not when you control everything, but when you control yourself. Rule 7. Spend at least 10 minutes a day in silence. The modern world is relentlessly noisy. Public spaces are bustling and your mind is filled with voices. You don't need to climb a mountain to find silence. You just need to turn off your phone, stop consuming information, and sit still. It could be in the car, in the bathroom, or before bed. Those 10 minutes are the necessary space for you to reconnect with yourself, allow your mind to rest, and prevent emotions from being suppressed under the constant noise. Rule 8. Don't talk behind other people's backs. Every time you engage in a negative conversation about someone who isn't present, you're sowing an energy that you'll reap yourself. Talking behind someone's back doesn't elevate you above the person being discussed. It only makes you lose the respect of those who are listening. Stoics practice honesty and integrity, even when no one is watching. Keeping your mouth clean is also a way of keeping your mind light, not because of morality but for peace of mind. Rule 9. Do one good deed every day without anyone knowing. A quiet act of kindness, picking up something someone dropped, leaving a thank you note, wiping the table for the next person, might not change the world, but it will change your emotions. When you do something good without expecting recognition, you are building an invisible quality, sustainable kindness. And this makes you stronger when no one treats you well, because you don't wait for them. You've already given. Rule 10. Don't dwell on things outside your control. Bad weather, what others think, traffic jams, market fluctuations, these are things you cannot control. The more you try to change them, the more exhausted you will become. Stoics learn to separate what they can control from what they cannot. Your energy should be focused on your attitude, choices, and actions. When you let go of what isn't yours to control, you'll feel lighter, not because everything gets better, but because you no longer carry unnecessary burdens. Rule 11. Sit up straight. Walk with confidence. Posture is not just a physical matter, it affects your mental state as well. When you slump, hunch your shoulders, or bow your head, you not only look lifeless, you also send negative signals to your mind. Adjusting your posture is a way to adjust your state. Stoics always keep themselves in an active state, no matter how chaotic things are around them. Stand tall, sit up straight, walk with strength. That is the unspoken language of someone who lives with focus. Rule 12. Slow down for a moment before saying something important. When you're about to say something heavy, a sorry, a rejection, or a sensitive comment, pause for a second before speaking. That brief pause helps your words become more thoughtful, gentler, and sincere. Many relationships break down because of words spoken too quickly, too hastily. A mindful person knows that once words are spoken, they cannot be taken back. But words that haven't been spoken are still up for careful consideration. Rule 13. Eat slowly, chew thoroughly, and focus on your meal. Don't eat while holding your phone. Don't swallow your food like a machine. Mealtime is a simple but sacred moment because you're nourishing yourself. When you eat mindfully, you not only digest better, but you also experience life more clearly. A person who knows how to savor their meal is also someone who knows how to live fully in the present. This is the essence of Stoic living, being present even in the smallest tasks. Rule 14. Don't spend money to impress others. Buying something you don't need to please someone you're not close to is the quickest way to financial and emotional instability. A person with depth spends money to serve real values, not to maintain an image. Stoics practice restraint, not because they're poor, but because they don't let excess control their minds. Buy what you need, wear what you feel comfortable in, and keep your finances free from the burden of external judgments. Rule 15. Don't feel the need to respond to every message immediately. You don't owe anyone immediate responses. Every time you rush to reply to a message out of fear of judgment, you let others program reflexive habits within you. A person who masters their time knows their priorities. They distinguish between urgent and important matters. They give themselves the right to slow down, think, and respond when ready, not letting their emotions be driven by the constant pings from their devices. Remember, silence is a choice, not avoidance. Rule 16. Don't let your mood determine your actions. Emotions come and go, but actions leave results. Don't quit what you're doing just because of temporary frustration. Don't undervalue yourself just because you woke up feeling sluggish. Stoics understand that emotions are temporary, while values and discipline are enduring. Let your actions be guided by commitment, not by mood. Rule 17. Learn to stay silent when you don't need to speak. Not everything you think needs to be said. Not every comment deserves a reply. There are conversations best left unsaid. There are arguments where winning means losing. The wise person is not the one who speaks the most, but the one who knows when to stay silent. The right silence is not just politeness, but also a form of quiet power. Rule 18. Set small, achievable goals every day. You can't change your whole life in a week, but you can change it one day at a time. A small goal: read 5 pages of a book, exercise for 10 minutes, tidy up one corner of your closet, will be easy to complete and generate positive momentum. When the goal is manageable, you won't feel overwhelmed. When you complete it regularly, you'll feel in control. Stoics don't live with grand illusions, but take steady action one small step at a time. Rule 19. Spend time alone without feeling lonely. Being alone is a skill, not a punishment. When you're comfortable being alone, you get to know yourself better. You no longer need others to fill the emptiness inside. Stoics spend time questioning themselves, listening to their inner world, and refreshing their spirits without too much external stimulation. Being alone doesn't make you weak. It makes you independent. Rule 20. Don't underestimate the importance of sleeping on time. Sleep is for bodily regeneration, emotional cleansing, and restoring energy for the new day. People who lack sleep are more likely to be irritable, make poor decisions, and lose their calm. Don't make staying up late for work or entertainment a habit. That's a hidden trade-off that leaves you drained in the long run. Consider sleep as a sacred part of life, where you are reborn each night to live better the next morning. Rule 21. Listen more than you speak. When you speak, you simply repeat what you already know. When you listen, you can learn things you've never considered before. The wise don't rush to interrupt a conversation. They observe, they feel, and only contribute when it's truly necessary. Listening isn't just keeping quiet with your mouth. It's opening your heart to receive. And that humility helps you understand others' life and yourself better. Rule 22. Don't spend money when you're in a negative emotional state. Shopping when you're upset, tired, or frustrated often leads to regretful decisions. Money isn't meant to fill emotional voids. Stoics learn to face their emotions instead of escaping them through spending. Once you calm down, you'll realize you didn't need that item. You just needed inner support, and that can't be bought with money. Rule 23. Avoid meaningless arguments online. You don't need to prove you're right to someone who doesn't want to understand. Many online debates are not about building anything, they're just about satisfying egos. Your time and energy should be used for things that help you grow. Don't let your emotions be driven by anonymous text. Remember, a Stoic stays calm, even when the world is shouting. Rule 24. Know when to stop. Persistence is not always a virtue. Some relationships, projects, or goals need to be let go when they no longer serve you. Clinging on often comes from the ego, not from real value. A mindful person knows when to keep going and when to change course. Stopping is not failure. It's a conscious choice. Rule 25. Learn something new every day. A person who doesn't learn something new each day is falling behind. It doesn't have to be grand knowledge, just a concept, a new perspective, or a small skill. Learning keeps you humble, dynamic, and adaptable in a constantly changing world. Stoic philosophy teaches that the wise never stop learning, because the greatest ignorance is thinking you know enough. Rule 26. Make eye contact when communicating. Eye contact shows presence, respect, and sincerity. Avoiding eye contact can be interpreted as insecurity or insincerity. When you look someone in the eye calmly, you convey clarity. A steady gaze is sometimes stronger than words. A person who lives mindfully communicates with their gaze as well as their words. Rule 27. Put your phone down when someone else is speaking. Attention is the greatest gift you can give to someone. When you look at your screen instead of the person in front of you, you're unintentionally telling them they are less important than your device. Wise people don't fragment their presence. They are fully present in every conversation, every nod, every moment of listening. And that makes them trustworthy. Rule 28. Always prepare thoroughly, but don't try to control the outcome. Do your best, but don't become attached to success. You can't control the final result. You can only control your preparation and effort. Stoics focus on the process. They're not swept away by expectations, nor do they falter in failure. They do their best, then let go. And that is true freedom. Rule 29. Don't procrastinate on small tasks. Washing a dish, making a phone call, sending an email. Small tasks that are put off long enough can become a mental burden. Instead of letting them weigh you down, do them as soon as possible. Productive people don't wait for motivation. They create it through action. And they understand that mental clarity doesn't come from completing big tasks, but from not letting small tasks pile up. Rule 30. Regularly. Tidy up your living space. Your home, desk, phone, and computer all reflect your inner state. When you keep your environment clean and organized, your mind breathes easier. Stoics believe in minimalism, not because it's a trend, but because clarity reduces distractions. Let your living space be a place that supports you, not one that drains you. Rule 31. Don't compare your progress with others. Each person is on their own journey with different conditions, circumstances, and challenges. Looking at others' achievements to measure your own only tires you out and distances you from true values. Stoics teach that you should only compare yourself to the version of yourself from yesterday. Every step forward, no matter how small, if it's in the right direction, is worth celebrating. Rule 32. Don't use "I'm busy" as an excuse. Being busy doesn't equate to being valuable. Sometimes busy is just an excuse to avoid emotions, responsibilities, or others. Be honest with yourself. Are you truly busy, or are you just avoiding something? A person who lives clearly knows how to prioritize and doesn't use their schedule as a wall. Presence is the most precious thing you can give in any relationship. Rule 33. Work not to prove yourself. Work is a means for you to contribute, grow, and sustain your life, not a place to push yourself for recognition. When you do things just for the approval of others, you will become tired, vulnerable, and lose the joy you originally had. Stoics place value in the right actions, not in the opinions around them. They do their best because it's the right thing to do, without the need for display. Rule 34. Forgive your past self. You cannot move forward if you continue to bind yourself to past mistakes. What has happened, learn from it. What was wrong, take lessons from it. But then, let it go. Forgiving yourself is the first step toward maturity. The wise do not deny the past, but they also do not allow it to dominate the present. Rule 35. Practice kindness to strangers. A sincere thank you, holding the door for someone, a nod in a crowded place. These small actions create a lighter world. No one forces you to be kind, but you choose to do so to make the world around you easier and your own heart warmer. Stoics believe that your character is not reflected in how you treat the important people in your life, but in how you behave when no one is watching. Rule 36. Don't make important decisions when you're emotional. Emotions are waves, but decisions need a firm foundation. When you're angry, sad, or overly excited, your perspective is often distorted. Let your emotions settle before acting. Stoics don't deny their emotions, but they always wait for the storm to pass before steering the ship. That's how they maintain stability amid turmoil. Rule 37. Learn how to say no without feeling guilty. Not every no is selfish. Sometimes saying no is how you protect your energy, time, and peace of mind. A mature person knows that you can't please everyone and still stay true to yourself. Saying no at the right time is a life skill that needs practice, not a sign of indifference. Rule 38. Take notes on important things instead of just trying to remember. Memory isn't as reliable as you think. Things you intend to remember can easily slip away amid the noise of everyday life. Taking notes helps unload mental burdens, organize information, and gives you a sense of control. Productive people always have a notebook or a note-taking app on hand, not because they have bad memory, but because they understand how to work with limited memory. Rule 39. Don't avoid regular health checkups. Your body is the foundation of a fulfilling life, but it's easy to forget to take proper care of it. Don't wait until you're sick to get checked. Consider regular checkups as part of your responsibility to yourself and your loved ones. Stoics are not afraid to face the truth. They proactively maintain what they can control, and health is one of those things. Rule 40. Set aside one day each week to live slowly, a day without a packed schedule, social media, or overwork. Just a day to reconnect with yourself. Read, walk, write, cook, or simply breathe deeply. This day is not for escape but for restoration. The wise don't wait until they're burnt out to rest. They create a balanced rhythm of life as a part of their discipline. Rule 41. Don't try to control others. You cannot change anyone who does not want to change. Trying to control others only exhausts you and causes harm. Stoics focus on what they can control: their thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. When you stop trying to mold others, you'll feel lighter, deeper, and more surprised by the changes that come from freedom. Rule 42. Accept that there are things you will never understand. Not everything needs an explanation, and not everyone needs a reason for their actions. Part of growing up is accepting the imperfection, uncertainty, and ambiguity of life. Epictetus once said, "Don't ask why things happen, ask what you can do with what's happening." Sometimes understanding isn't the goal, peace is what you need to. Rule 43. Reread a book that once changed you. Great books don't just need to be read once. Each time you reread them, you are a different person, with a different perspective, and you'll notice things you missed before. Rereading reminds you of your roots, the lessons that once awakened you, and the path you've chosen. The wise don't chase new things endlessly. They know when to return and dig deeper into what once moved their heart. Rule 44. Don't say, "I don't have time," for what really matters. You always have time. The issue is what you're prioritizing. Family, health, rest, learning. If these things are always pushed aside, you will eventually pay the price. Stoics don't blame circumstances. They clarify their priorities and firmly let go of what's unimportant. Time is an irreplaceable asset. Use it for what truly deserves it. Rule 45. Don't say you'll do something, just do it. The gap between words and actions is the gap between image and reality. Many people talk more than they live, promise more than they do, dream more than they execute. A person of depth doesn't need to speak much because their actions are big enough to prove themselves. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Don't say you're a philosopher, live like one. Let your actions speak for who you are." Rule 46. Don't judge others too quickly. Every person you meet is fighting a battle you cannot see. Their words, appearance, and actions may be the result of wounds that are yet to heal. The wise do not rush to label. They observe, empathize, and allow time to reveal the truth. Quick judgments are reactions of the ego. Understanding, and then choosing how to treat others is a sign of maturity. Rule 47. Create your own joy instead of waiting for it. If you only wait for the weekend, for a vacation, or for someone to make you happy, you'll spend most of your life in a state of waiting. Learn to create joy every day. A song, a cup of tea, a few pages of a book, a walk. Consistent small joys are better than occasional big ones. Stoics find happiness in simplicity because they know simplicity lasts longer. Rule 48. Write down what you learn each day. Don't let lessons slip away like they never happened. Every day teaches you something, whether from a mistake, a conversation, or a line in a book. Writing it down is not just to remember, but to understand more deeply. Learning journal is a mental map. You'll see how far you've come when you look back. A mindful person is a lifelong learner. not to prove something but to clarify themselves. Rule 49. Greet people first. A small action, a simple greeting, can open up connection. It shows presence, openness, and respect for others. A person of depth isn't arrogant. They are humble, not because of fear, but because they understand that kindness is the most universal language. A sincere greeting can be the start of a warmer day or a heart at ease. Rule 50. Live as if you are being observed by your own soul. Not everyone sees what you do, but your conscience always does. When you are honest, when you are kind, when you do what is right in silence, you are building a strong inner foundation. Stoics live so that they are never ashamed of themselves. They don't need applause or an audience. They only need to look in the mirror at the end of the day and smile, knowing, today I lived rightly.